What's up, you guys? Welcome back to the Christian Witch Podcast. I'm your host, Chosen, also known as at Christian Witch HTX over on Instagram. I am also on TikTok and Facebook at Christian Witch HTX, and then on Twitter, it is at Christian Witch X. I am so excited to be sitting down and recording this podcast. Season 2 is among us. I have amazing interviews lined up. I've already recorded some of them. You may recognize them from TikTok. And yeah, I'm just super excited. And yeah, I figured let's catch up. Where have I been? Where's the podcast been? It's been pretty dry this year, and TBH, a lot's happened. And I'm just excited to be sitting down and catching up with you. So, if you're new here, welcome. My name is Chosen. I host the Christian Witch Podcast. I am also a certified professional psychic medium, and I own an academy called the Elysium Academy of Mystical Arts. It's a 15-week training course on witchcraft, healing, and psychic development. You can find all of the information. You can book a reading with me. You can, I don't know, stalk me on the Instagram. I don't know, reach out. My number's there. I don't care. And you can find it all at solo.to/ChristianWitchHTX. It's kind of like a link tree, but it's a little bit fancier. But yeah, I'm excited to be sitting down and talking to you guys. So let's dive in. So I guess the first question is, how are you guys? It blows my mind that it's been a little over a year now, but just a little over a year ago, I started the Christian Witch podcast. I can't believe that it's been that long, and honestly, I can't believe it's been that dry this year. But it is what it is, and everyone has a timeline, and no one is above a timeline. So we all have seasons of growing and learning and healing, and yeah, we have to honor that and just roll with it. But it's so crazy to me that I still wake up to messages from people from around the world who have found the podcast. And I want you to know how much it actually means to me that you feel safe for a moment, that you feel like maybe you're understood for a moment, that you do have people out there who get you and want you. And I want you to know how much love and support is out there, you guys. And that's why this community is important to me. So, I don't know, maybe we can do like a Christian Witch podcast Facebook group, or maybe like a Discord server. I don't know. I haven't explored Discord, but maybe we should do that. That would be really cool. But yeah, anyways, I'm so excited to, I don't know, just talk to you guys. So I guess, like, where have I been? Like, what's been going on in my, what's been going on in the world? Um, I don't know if you remember, but a podcast or two ago, an episode or two ago, I was going through it. I was coming off of daily low dosed antidepressing antidepression medicine. I don't know why I can't talk all of a sudden. I do that, you guys. Sometimes I mumble my words. Who cares? But anyways, the whole point of me saying that is when you do something like that, um, your body like adjusts and levels out, and like your emotions kind of go for the ride. Well, I was also dealing with major heartbreak, and then the unexpected sudden loss of my cousin to addiction, and it was just a hard time. And honestly, I was doing so much. I had also just moved into my first apartment in years. And I'm so glad to be home, by the way. That lease is up, and we moved right back home. I travel so much, it makes no sense to lease or own a place of my own, because then it's like just there empty. And like I have cats, and I don't like leaving them alone. And like even if I was out late, sometimes I'd be like, I gotta get home to my cats as if they were kids. And they are like children, they're little babies. But yeah, I love living at home. There's plenty of room here, and yeah, it's wonderful. But at the time, I had just moved. I was dealing with heartache. I was dealing with the pressure of, um, being a gay Christian witch, and people having eyes on me. And I don't care if you have 10 eyes on you or 10 million eyes on you. Um, like it's a lot sometimes. It's not like pressure to like be anything. It's just like, okay, what do I do? So I was still like, okay, maybe I should sort out some things I'm not sure about. That way I have answers if anyone needs answers. And I was like, that just goes against my entire heart. Like, I love learning and I'm always learning and I try to remain teachable. And one of the things I'm always saying is like, I don't know everything. And if I don't know something, I'm happy to help you find out, or let's learn it together. Or I can point you in the right direction if it's something I don't specialize in or really care for that much. But anyway, so there was a little bit of that going on at and it was all like right at the same time. And I'm making it sound like it's much more than it is. It really wasn't, but um, it was just a lot all at one time. And then there's like a little bit of, yeah, a little bit of pressure. Like, what do I do? Like, what do I have to offer anyone? Because again, my emotions were kind of going on a ride, and I was dealing with actual like relationship heartache and then the loss of a loved one. And it threw me for a loop to the point where I wasn't trusting when I was hearing from my mediumistic abilities. I was just blocking them because I was just afraid. And then I had an academy that I was launching, and I had to develop the curriculum or finish the curriculum, and then deal with all that. And it was just a lot at the same time, you guys. And I apologize that I've been MIA for the majority of the year on the podcast, but everyone has a timeline. Everyone has to go through things and do healing and learning and leveling up. And um, that's honestly what most of it's been. It boils down to that. Now, in the meantime, I've stayed busy, and I have been working and doing events, private events, um, markets, festivals, traveling, and it's been wonderful. And um, I've been helping, you know, others around me grow and develop. And um, the academy, the Elysian Academy of Mystical Arts, I adore all of these students. It's blown. It my I don't even know what to say. Hold on, my expectations were obliterated with the first group. I didn't know what to expect, but then as we went on, I realized that I didn't expect it to be as good as it was. The group just went from absolute beginner slash dabbler. Some of them had a little bit more experience, but in 15 weeks they were advanced. Not everyone does the work. Some people fall behind, but for the most part, it was they did the work and they learned what they needed to learn. And like some of them even opted to go on and join the Elysium Circle here in Houston. That's the circle that I run, and now we're family and we're actually friends. And I know that I can count on them. Or I'm like, hey, can you join me in this? And I know that they understand. But the thing about it that really blew my mind was the bonding, the community, the friendships that were made. People were going through crisis and life changes and trials in the middle of this course, and they were turning to one another and they were using the skills that they had just learned to help each other. And it was just so beautiful, and it blew my mind, and it reminded me of why I do what I do, and that's because of community. We need community, people of like-minded believers. And um, when I say like-minded believers, that sounds very church-like. I mean people who believe in healing and the metaphysical and stuff like that. Remember, you don't have to be a Christian to listen to this podcast. I have plenty of listeners who aren't. In fact, some of the people in my circle, they're not really like on the Christian train, but it doesn't matter. We believe in the ultimate creator and the spirit of perfect love, and doing everything for healing and the highest good, and betterment of others. And I'm being very general right now because I don't want to like give everyone else's personal beliefs away. But it was wonderful. And then I started with my second group of students in August, and we are now in week 11. This week will be week 11, and I have another round starting in January 2023. But it's just been beautiful. This group is also phenomenal, and it's also really cool too because like the excuse me, during the first part of the year, the curriculum looked one way, and as I'm going through, I'm like making adjustments, and it's refining, and it's getting better and better. And I don't know, it's really cool for multifaceted reasons, but the ultimate reason is like the healing that's taking place, the community that's coming from it. It's been so beautiful. Yeah, aside from that, I've been doing my own healing and growing and learning and leveling up, learning from my beautifully, wonderfully made dear sister and mentor, Ivy Rivera. She's a phenomenal and psychic medium, but she's also family to me, and I've been working alongside her, um, just a little bit throughout the year, and that's been really cool, um, just to kind of learn. And I believe that we can go farther in I don't know how to say this. I believe we can excel and go farther in a quicker amount of time by yielding to the wisdom of other people. So that's totally been the experience I've had with her. And yeah, so here we are. It is October, and I kind of knew that I was going to wait until this time of year to do the podcast again um, to put out a season two. Because once we had gotten to summer, and I was like, okay, we're doing um, the LGBT episode right before Pride Month, and I was like, okay, I think I'm gonna wait, and we'll do season two in the fall. And yeah, just a lot of life experience since then. I was hoping to have it out by the end of September, but things happen. But yeah, so here we are, and I don't even know where to start. There's been so much healing and growth. Um, it's almost like you can't explain it. Like I can't give you specifics. I can just look and see that wow, like I've come a long way in like just a year. But let's talk about some of the fun stuff. So I have been working the whole time doing private events, markets, things like that. I've had some really cool experiences. I've worked with some Charlotte Tilbury, the freaking cosmetic brand, the conglomerate, if you will. Um, I They hired me to do an event with them in Saks Fifth Avenue and give readings to their customers. And I was there for 2 days in Saks Fifth Avenue in Houston, Texas. Like, mind blown. Like, what is life? And what you guys may not know is that I also used to be a certified professional makeup artist. I mean, I still am technically, but um, I used to work for L'Oreal. And so by the way, if you don't know, L'Oreal owns most of the luxury and drugstore cosmetic brands, so it's not just like L'Oreal Paris shampoo. It's like it's a mother brand, if you will. It's a umbrella for a bunch of different brands like YSL and I don't even remember it right now. CeraVe and Kiehl's and all. I think Clinique as well. Is it Clinique or is Clinique Estee Lauder? I don't know. Not the point. The point is, I got certified in makeup artistry a while back because I thought I was going to go down that route, and then I just ended up doing like weddings and like photo shoots and stuff for a little bit for the people that I cared about. And but yeah, it was just really full circle. I had a really cool influencer reach out to me from Houston, and I did his birthday party this August, and we kind of like, I would say we're acquaintances now, and so I think I'm actually going to go to their Halloween party not this week, but next week. But yeah, I don't know. A lot of fun things have happened, growing, leveling up. I've been trying to do the work and be honest with myself. Right now, the season that I'm in, I'm really looking at like what has worked, what has not worked, what are we doing going forward, um, and I'm like releasing certain things and like reaffirming my identity and my belief in myself and learning to balance things, learning to honor boundaries and my needs. I had to let certain things in my life, well, not let, but I had to set up boundaries and saying, actually, I'm not available in the way that I was for this any further. Like, I have to honor my other needs. Um, and yeah, but I've been well. Like, I don't want you guys thinking I'm like like depressed in like a dark corner. And by all means, if you are, like, I'm sending you so much love and healing. But But yeah, I've been well. I've had a great year. There was just a lot of healing and a lot of stuff going on. And I'm skipping over private things and important matters, but um, I'm trying to be as honest and transparent as possible. But yeah, and then oh, I finally made it to Salem, Massachusetts. I went. I took off a couple weeks ago actually. I was just like, it's Monday morning, it's 4 a.m. We're going to Salem. And I drove myself to the airport and I was back in 24 hours. It was such a good, quick trip. I got to see everything, meet some amazing people. I found they have a famous pizzeria there in this little square, and they have an entire vegan menu. Oh, it's wonderful. By the way, I went vegan this summer, so that's been a transition. Weight loss. And I believe that weight is a form of energy that gets processed out, and I believe some of our trauma is stored there, and so maybe that's why I'm doing a lot of extra healing right now. But it's been doing that. I didn't do it for weight loss. I just went vegan. I've been on and off plant-based for the last few years, several years actually. But when I moved home, my mom was on board and my dad was going out of town to work. And I was like, praise God, this is going to be so easy. Let's do it. And I just fully committed. And I haven't had dairy, meat, or eggs in, I don't know, like 9 weeks now, 10 weeks. I don't know. But haven't missed it really. Every now and then I miss it. Like I loved the Alfredo sauce at Olive Garden and just certain things like that. But honestly, I don't miss it. And yeah, it's been wonderful learning to cook. And it's also been like a little upsetting though, because, and here's still, I'm not here to get like political or crazy or like force beliefs on anyone. Like, you never have to go plant based if you don't want to. But things that I knew that I chose to ignore were brought back up when I decided to go vegan. And it was a little infuriating. Um, the meat, dairy, and egg industry have like nothing on big pharma, and it's disgusting what they do. And it's not just how they treat the animals, which is alone enough. It's the things they're saying and the lies they're giving us. I don't know if you guys know this, but like, this is so off topic. Like you did not come to the Christian Witch podcast to hear this, but here we go. Um, like, doctors in America are not, well, in America, in the United States at least, but most doctors, I hear internationally, but most doctors here for sure are not trained in nutrition. Like, when you go to med school, they don't touch on that. It's very brief. That's why most doctors have an in-house nutritionist or they refer you. The thing about nutritionists though is that they're trained off of information sheets that are given to them by, you guessed it, the meat, dairy, and egg industry. And to kind of like give you a parallel to what, sorry guys, the recording cut out. So to give you a parallel of what this would be like is if, let's say you were, I don't know what they're actually called, but I think it's like the American Lung Cancer Association, or I don't know. Let's just pretend that's a thing. Let's say that the people there were learning from data and information and facts that were provided to them by tobacco companies. That is how insane it is. And you can look up like documentaries and everything online, and it's disgusting. And it's like one of the greatest forms of institutionalized racism. And I'm not one to throw terms like that around. I'm not looking for that around every corner. And I'm not saying that everyone is, but I know there are some that like it's gotten to the point where there's almost a little distaste when we hear words like that. But I want to ask you, like, is it offending you because it's being misused, or is it offending you because you don't want to acknowledge it? I don't know. I think sometimes it's because we don't want to acknowledge it. But that being said, I digress. I'm not trying to force anyone to go and become vegan or anything of that nature. But I was just, yeah, I was just rambling, and we were there, and I'd already talked too long to not give you some information on it. But yeah, so that, yeah, anyways, I went vegan and it's been wonderful. I love it. I haven't really I haven't really wanted to like be creative, if that makes sense. Like I do want to. Like for those of you who don't know, I also am a pop R&B artist. I for those of you who don't know, like my birth name is Wesley. I'm also the associate pastor over at Christian Witch and the Craft as that name, but I also let people know like, hey, you may know me as Chosen from Christian Witch HTX, which is my business. Chosen is my spiritual name, and it's was given to me by Spirit. I did not believe it when I heard it. It was confirmed by someone that did not know me, didn't hear the story, was sitting across the room. And Yeah, there's a whole story video about that on my YouTube channel. And you can watch that by going to solo.to/ChristianWitchHTX. And I think it's even right there on that page. You can click, you can scroll down and click it. But anyways, yeah, I make pop music, and I had an album that was ready to come out right before the pandemic, and it just all went downhill from there. Not in a bad way. Well, it wasn't a bad way for a lot of people, but the music didn't go downhill. It was just like I didn't know what it looked like going forward, and then all of a sudden I was being radically transformed spiritually, emotionally, mentally, and just going through some things. And I've been working on the album for like 3 years, and I did it all independently and worked with producers that have worked with major artists, and it was just I don't know. I'm really proud of that album, and I'm going to be releasing music soon. So if you're interested, go go find me. And But I've been like I want to get back in the studio, and I've been getting messages from you know spiritual people that I trust that are like, hey, like you're really not supposed to give up on music, or you're really supposed to do this, and that. But I get stuck in this place where I'm like, I don't know what to focus on right now, and I don't want to mess up or not be doing what I need to do. And one of my really good friends that you may remember as my co-host when she's here, Lux from Lux Intuitive Therapy, or Intuitive Therapy by Lux is what it's called. And by the way, she has her own podcast now, so go check it out. Um, but she told me, she's like, you literally cannot mess up. Like you're always gonna be exactly where you need to be. And I was like, oh, that's freeing, but also like screws with your mind. And I do believe that as well. It's just, sometimes we're not as good at taking our own advice. And It's just one of those situations. So I've also been wanting to finish writing. I started a fiction series like 2 summers ago and busted out 3 chapters that were like, I think they're pretty good. I've had some feedback that's positive, but I want to finish writing the first book in that. And I also want to write a nonfiction spiritual book on magic, healing, development as a Christian witch, as somebody who is a professional psychic medium and like can kind of, I don't know, just like answer questions for people. I feel like that book does not exist. And so that's kind of what I'm working on. And I need to, yeah, I haven't had a ton of like drive to finish that the last couple months. And yeah, again, I'm just being open and honest with you guys. It's just been a lot of inner healing work, a lot of examining, like, where are we at currently? Like, is this because of a past trauma? Is this because the stars are conspiring against us today? I don't know if you know this, but astrology and like biorhythms and numerology, that stuff is so real. You can pinpoint things down to the day. And it's all written in my chart that this is very transformative. This is a very transformative year in time for me. So um, I've just surrendered to that, I guess is what I'm saying. I've surrendered to that process, and I didn't overexert myself or push myself in certain places. But I'm back. I'm here. I'm so excited to see you guys, or I guess talk at you guys. But yeah, I also one of the things I've been doing is I've been going live on TikTok and in the private Facebook group Christian Witch and the Craft, and I do a live Q&A on Sundays there in the Facebook group, and then I've been going live sporadically on TikTok and answering questions as a psychic medium. So I'm like doing free readings, and They're random, but I'm answering your personal or spiritual questions, and I'm reading as long as I can, and well, not as long as I can. I'm trying to honor boundaries with myself, so I read until my guides are like, okay, wrap it up. But yeah, join me there sometime. It's so much fun. It's been blowing my mind. Like sometimes I'm like 100 questions behind because there's so many people. Um, but I don't know. I really love being able to connect and serve people that way. And I don't know that they'll always be free. Like I'm pretty sure I'm always gonna do like a weekly free show. But I think being live is a great way to connect with people and be like, hey, like like Christian Witch podcast. Like if you don't like if you're struggling with reconciling your upbringing or your religious values with the metaphysical, like here you go, and like here's some other stuff. So I don't know what I'm saying. I think going live is going to be a fun adventure for helping people on their path and serving others, and you should join me. Like be there or be square. um but yeah, so I guess, is there anything crazy that I haven't mentioned yet? I don't think so. I do want to, Spirits put it on my heart to be traveling and teaching and stuff like that. So I'm going to be doing some more workshops and teaching classes and hopefully traveling to different cities. So if you live in the States or even if you live overseas and you have like a group of friends and you want to do like a workshop or a night with spirit, or you want to do like a gallery reading where I just basically, you guys are all in a room and I channel messages from spirit for you, and um, or like anything of that sort. It's like if you guys have an event and you would like someone to speak on a certain topic, like feel free to DM me. My inbox is open, and I can't guarantee that I'll always like be able to make it, but that is something spirits put on my heart, is to kind of get out there and begin serving and teaching in that way. So I'm going to be doing that. I'm going to be working on the book and definitely the podcast. Don't worry, you guys. I've already got several episodes planned and recorded. So this is going to be a fun season. And yeah, I'm wishing you guys all the best. Don't forget right now to be honoring of how far you've come, and for the things that you have, but also the things you need to release. Um, don't put too much pressure on yourself to become anything or be anything like by next week. You are so beautifully and wonderfully made, and you are beheld and loved every second of the day. No matter if you're in like one of the most like awful moods ever, you are loved and deserving of that love. So just give yourself grace, and you know, if things are coming up from your past and they are, I don't know, like kind of like cringeworthy, or you're like, ugh, I don't want to think about that. That was like an embarrassing memory from childhood. Maybe examine it. Maybe like look at like, why do I feel ashamed? Did someone make me feel ashamed? Were they just blame shifting? Like, be honest with yourself. Don't um, don't reject any healing that needs to occur. Sometimes we have to work through things and tell ourselves the truth about a situation. Like, I shouldn't have been ashamed. Like, actually, this adult made me feel ashamed because they were embarrassed and didn't know how to respond, but I was a child and it was fine. Things like that, you guys, not to get too deep on you. Um, but yeah, I'm excited to be working on multiple things at once, but like, I don't know. I feel like it's I feel like it's gonna, I don't know. It's gonna happen. It's gonna be wonderful, and I hope to see some of you along the ride. And I want to know if there's like, if you ever have like a topic or something or a question, feel free to submit that. I would love to answer those for you. If I don't know the answer, again, like I'll point you in the right direction. But but yeah, I'm excited to be back and actively here with you guys, and I would love for us to build this community. So again, go comment on something, go at me on Twitter or something, and just tell me, like, should we do like a community, like a page or like a private group? Should we do a Discord server? I don't know. Do you have any ideas that you want me to cover on the podcast or maybe to address in my book that I'm writing? And yeah, and don't forget I'm doing music. So like if you guys are interested in that, like by all means, no pressure, like at all. Um, but you're totally welcome to join me in that path as well. And yeah, I don't know. I love you guys. And I will see you in the next episode. For those of you who are um, I almost said just joining us because I'm used to doing live Q&As on TikTok. But for those of you, again, who are looking for community, don't forget that we do have the private Facebook group, Christian Witch in the Craft. I'm the associate pastor there. And we also have all of my social media. You are safe, welcome, and wanted. So you can go to solo.to/ChristianWitchHTX over there. And there was something else I wanted to tell you guys. Oh, YouTube. I am going to be trying to do more YouTube videos. So yeah, maybe we can go live there and do questions and answers. I don't know. All right, I'm just rambling at this point, and I'm sure I've left things out that I will remember and have to address. Well, not have to, but want to fill you in on. But yeah, anyways, okay, love you guys so much. If you need to get in contact with me, go to the website link or reach out to me on social media. You can always book a reading with me at your convenience. And I'm opening registration for the academy. So if you, everything's done virtually, by the way. So if you're, it's live, but it's virtual. So if you're interested in that, don't think that just because you're not in Houston, you can't participate. We have a student who is on the East Coast right now, and some people inquiring from other countries. So just know that you're always welcome there. And again, I am not out to make a buck. This is not a cash grab. Like I tell students all the time, like if you can't afford something and you need something, well, I'm really referring to the academy, but if you can't afford tuition, like talk to me. Well, let's discuss the situation, and I'm willing to work it out with you. But um, if you are genuinely interested in leveling up and doing the inner work and putting in the work it takes to grow and develop skills in your craft, then I never want finances to be a barrier to that. Lord knows that like if I didn't have favor in certain areas when I was training, maybe I would have missed out on some things that really made the difference. So definitely want to pay that forward. So I don't know. I think that's all I had for you guys, but I adore you. I love you, and I'll probably be seeing you some of you tonight in the live Q&A. But this episode won't be going up for a few days. So I guess I will catch you next week. Bye.